Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1647.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about the peace pause, which may be a pause temporarily for peace in the Middle East, or it may be permanent. That remains to be seen. But meanwhile, the markets reacted sharply, sending the Dow up 1,000 points and oil down 15%. This is very good news after the stock market has been extremely oversold and due for a big bounce. The S&P was up 2.3%, the Nasdaq soared 2.8%, and the Dow rose 3% the morning after peace was announced. Strategists on JP Morgan Chase's trading desk said the S&P 500 could rise even further as euphoria returns to markets. And I agree with that. I think the worst is behind us. And from here, we're probably going to see a very sharp rebound with rates lower and stock and crypto prices higher. But other experts caution that investors and traders could be getting ahead of themselves. Krishna Guha, Evercore vice chairman and head of economics, wrote, "We are not out of the woods yet. The ceasefire could fall apart. There would still be an initial inflation shock." Yeah, I think all eyes are on inflation, especially because high oil prices tend to flow throughout the economy and push a lot of prices for goods and services higher. And so we could see a temporary spike in inflation due to the spike that we've seen in oil prices due to the Strait of Hormuz being closed for a period of time. But as we know, that is now going to be opened for the next 2 weeks and possibly longer. So that could just be a temporary blip. According to Yahoo, it's up to whether oil tankers will decide to transit the Hormuz Strait, even if Iran says some are being granted safe passage. They say it's far from assured. The decision rests in part on whether the ships can secure maritime insurance, a crucial financial hedge for valuable cargo on the high seas. Neil Roberts, head of Lloyds Market Association, said time will tell whether it's a pause or a peace, but in the meantime, it's highly unlikely that trade into the Gulf will simply resume. Well, there are other assurances other than Lloyd's that may be providing financial comfort to those oil tankers, such as the U.S. federal government. And if that's the case, then that can keep oil prices down and Lloyd's out in the cold. But while oil prices may be falling, gas prices may take longer to drop. In some parts of the U.S., prices have risen more than $1.20 a gallon, according to Gas Buddy data, where they've reported gas prices at $2.94 to $4.16 and reported in California over $5 a gallon. Jet fuel prices have also been soaring. Since the U.S. and Israel launched strikes on Iran on February 28th, the costs have nearly doubled, according to data from industry monitor Argus. And Delta Airlines said Wednesday it expected to spend an additional $2 billion more on jet fuel in the current quarter than it had previously planned. It also said it would cut its growth plans to stem rising costs. And airlines are said to be raising either their fares or their checked baggage prices, or both. Meanwhile, U.S. Treasury yields of all maturities were steeply lower on the news of a short-term ceasefire. The 10-year yield, which influences consumer mortgage rates, dropped sharply to 4.23%. Now, in the interest rate area, probably the biggest news is the incoming new Fed chairman, Kevin Warsh. But some say he cannot come into the Federal Reserve until the issues around the current Fed and their construction project of their building and the case that's going on with that is resolved. It's said that Kevin Warsh is going to lower interest rates dramatically due to his belief that AI has a disinflationary effect on the economy. So we'll be watching that closely to see if we get a new Fed chairman soon who could possibly impact interest rates lower. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And all of my podcasts are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly newsletter for more wealth tips for your financial freedom. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.